Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Mutant here. Today we're going to continue our quest to be Pathfinder Kingmaker. Off from our last episode, we just got done helping out Ragangar and a bunch of our other peeps doing some stuff, so we're still trying to get into Pitax. Maybe it's available, maybe it's not, but we should find out here pretty soon. Amiri has her new badass sword, and we have a variety of people that are ready to rock and roll when it comes to kicking some ass. Notice that when I'm playing this game, I'm using mods, so this is going to be something that's different than the vanilla version of your guys' game. Turn-based combat's one that right now is not available to the game unless you download a mod. I hear that it's about to change. They're going to release not only that as a patch, but they're also going to release an update to the game that allows it to be played on various consoles. So kudos to you that are playing this on a console. But for right now, turn-based combat is not something you have access to without a mod. Notice I also have other mods like Eldritch Arcana, and again, I got a feeling that these mods are only going to be available for those of us that are in the special group of PC players. Sadly, you don't get to have mods, I don't think. Fairly certain that you don't get mods for consoles. But notice that this is really just adding a few extra spells. It's also adding traits which were never implemented in the game in the first place, which is extremely valuable to me because it allows me to have an undead character. Now with that, let's actually get into the game. We have... Oh, I think I just leveled up not too long ago. Matter of fact, I think I'm level 18 now. That's pretty badass. The goal for by the way, is level 20 by the end of the game. Should be achievable for anyone that's playing the game and diligently hunting every piece of XP they can get, which means doing all the side quests and all that fun stuff, which of course we are doing. You can get to 20 by sharing XP, which is the default setting of the game, by, I'd say, really right at the end of the game. Which is kind of lame, quite frankly, because literally 20 is the end. It's the milestone. It's what you're shooting for. So when people plan their builds in advance, they usually shoot for level 20, thinking, well, when I'm 20, I'm going to be awesome. Yeah, and you're going to have that awesome for about 5 to 10 minutes. Well, I shut off XP early in the game. It allowed me to have a team of less than 6. When you have less than 6 and you shut off XP share, you actually get XP split up amongst only the people on the team. If you're a team of 6 or greater, you should always have XP share on. Why? Because any XP that we share with this team, it duplicates the XP for the other people that are back in your base. So again, we have a massive list of people that are on our side. All those people are leveling up evenly across the board. Now, if you, for whatever reason, decide to go, like me, short on how many people are on your team, the shorter the better. Obviously, if you go solo, for instance, and you shut off XP share, it's to your benefit because your character will outlevel the content, local content anyway, very quickly, which is what I did in the first chapter. This was when we were fighting the Stag Lord. This allowed me to get a 2-3 level jump on everybody else in the party. Then when I finally felt comfortable saying, okay, I feel pretty good about this is right around chapter 2 or chapter 3, I turn XP share back on, which again, you can do. Now everybody's evenly sharing XP. However, I'm still ahead of everyone. So if you look at my level up process here, this is my XP, and I'm level 18. Notice Reg, he's right there with me. That's awesome. As a matter of fact, I don't know why he's right there with me. I wonder if this is because of his quest just recently. That's pretty badass. Anyway, Jaethel, she's behind the curve compared to me, but she's still at 16. Octavia's at 16. Again, Reg is right there with me. That seems odd. So maybe finishing his quest was a big XP jump that literally leveled him up. When we finish hers, maybe we'll get lucky and she'll be matching my XP as well. Because that seems way too coincidental that he's the same as me now. Notice that Tristan's behind the curve. Jubilos is doing pretty good for himself, but he's still behind the curve, but he might even ding today. And then we got a bunch of people back in our base that are various levels of 17, 16, probably around 15, somewhere around there. So, let's get into it. Now, where are we? We just finished the menagerie. Let's close all these down so we don't waste our time with stuff we've already completed. We have no other quests here. Nothing in errands. Of course, this is our curse that we're working on right now. 156 days before that pops. That's curse 6. And Highborn Heart, this is Octavia's quest. We're still working on that. Bard's Calling, we're still waiting for Lindsay to finish the book. Where's my throne? Oh, it's gotta be right here. Runaway Throne, we're still looking for that. River's Justice. We still have to come around EMR, but he's in Pitax. Again, we've not allowed in there right now. Help the storyteller prepare the ritual. We're still waiting on that. War of the Kings. Bandits are raiding our provinces along the Pitaxian border. They must be stopped. We just finished the Monsters one. Oppose the influence of Pitax. Wait for an opportunity. So we still have yet to see that opportunity. It was called Littletown. We're still looking for Littletown. Maybe that's what we should do today. Alright, so, quick save. We're looking for Littletown. I would assume that's around Pitax. It wouldn't hurt us to swing on by Pitax one more time, though. The question is which side do we want to come down? Let's take to the right, because we can always work our way to the left. And also I wanted to connect those pieces, just to make sure that everything's a uniform work. And this is the rushlight fields. I'm fairly certain those are closed to us. Yeah, we were there once and we're basically done with that. Quick save again.
I need to catch my breath.
I know, honey bear, you're tired. Nope. And they're not even letting us remotely into their area. Okay. I know she's tired. Oop. We have something happening back at our base. We need to handle that real quick. Let's see here. Jubilost, success in the project. What was that project, bro? Easier upgrades. Region claims and upgrades cost 25% less. So look at that. So here's our region. Claim Dunsort. Still 7 days. All these ones are now 7 days. They used to be 14. So we picked up something a long time ago. They gave us, cut this time in half. Notice the cost, the BP cost actually went down. And that's what they're talking about. And same with these guys here. So literally 25% off the original price tag. Which again, we don't particularly care. We got a crap ton of BP now. But again, figure what the hell, might as well go for it. Notice we have people working on events. No one's working on curses, but that's because the two cursed people, the people that work on curses, the priest, the head of the divine section of our advisors, as well as the magister, the one in charge of the arcane, both those people are working on something right now. So we cannot do curse upgrades. Basically solving curses, figuring out what's causing the curses, stuff of that nature. And that's a problem because we really have a very limited amount of time to do all these things. We would love to get them all done. It may not be something we get done, which is a damn shame. It's not that it's game breaking if you don't, but you get bonuses for doing so. And I think I heard once upon a time that if you
my strength
do
betrays
all the curses, that there's like some kind of special ending or a special reward, so to speak. Alright, so we got people that are clearly tired. Notice that I have Jaethel with me. She's undead, and therefore she'll never get tired. I have a necklace that allows me to be immune to being tired. Jubilost, while not immune to being tired, I don't think, he does have a pair of bracers. Matter of fact, let me show it to you just super quick. He has a pair of bracers that extends the duration for him being tired. So if you just look at the info on these, extra 8 hours before he normally becomes tired. When he finally gets to level 20, which is a ways away, he's going to be straight up immune to fatigue and exhaustion. This is another pair of gear, a piece of gear that I would highly recommend anybody take on a bombardier or an alchemist in general. Not a vivisectionist per se, because they don't have bombs, and they really excel at bombs when they have this on. It doesn't mean that they don't benefit from the other stuff. It's just kind of a waste when you're using only part of the gear. It's one of the reasons I'm actually pretty happy. Oh, we found Littletown. Outstanding. Dun, dun, dun. Alrighty.
I need to catch my breath.
Yeah, it's time to do that thing. So what we have here is a bunch of people that are geared up for various jobs. For those that are just tuning in for the first time, for example, what we have here is we have the ability to use rations. We have 15 with us, and that limits how much time we have to waste hunting. If they're good at hunting, then you usually just shut that off. Whatever they get, all 6 rations that we'll use to feed everybody will come from hunting, and you will not use this 15. If you want to speed things up, though, this is the best way of doing it. And again, those have weight to them in your pack, so using them up is probably to your benefit. The higher number, obviously, is the one that you want on the various jobs. Notice that I'm really good at cooking. We got a specific list of stuff that we can cook based on the food that we have with us. Hardy Purple. It's a nice one because this is immune to poisons and diseases for a day. Removes the effect. Fully restores HP. Gotta love having something like Hardy Purple. We don't have many uses of that. You see that? We only have 1 purple worm cut. Excuse me. So as such, we're not going to waste that on this one. But we have Mastodon Steak we could do. Extra hit points based on your character level. That's nice. What does this one do? Broiled Tusk Water Oysters. So this one bonus to all spells DC for the day. Now that's interesting. Smoked Trout. What do you got going for you? Bonus armor class for everybody for the day. Smoked Trout and Hydro Plate. Nice. Owlbear Omelet was giving us bonus to attack rolls for the day. And we got plenty of those. Let's actually do that one. Notice that Jubilos, there's a special role category as well as all these other ones. The interesting about this is mercenaries cannot fill special roles. And we have mercenaries, but they're back home. That's my undead character, not Jathel, a different one. And another Inquisitor that I have back home. So, they would never be able to fill this role anyway. Lately, I've been noticing in at least our kingdom, I can, as the main character, involve myself in a special role, but only in your territory, I believe. And that bonus, here, let me show you just to prove to myself. Yeah, can't do it here because this is not our territory. In our territory, however, what we can do is I can put my character in special roles and obviously give someone else the other jobs that I could have been doing. And it basically gives us free rations or half of the rations or whatever for that resting period. And that's simply because I'm the ruler of the land and all the peasants basically kick me their food. So here you go, king, have an apple, or whatever. And that's kind of cool. So I like that they added that because that wasn't in the original version of the game way back when. Anyway, we're done here. We say okay, begin resting. Of course, you make sure to prepare all your spells in advance.
Dead one. Keep away from me. I don't meddle in your business, so don't try getting too close.
We'll see what you say when life is draining from you drop by drop. At that moment, it becomes an easy choice. Become undead, or become worm food.
They're pissy. I actually do like having a team that's not the mercenaries because we get more of these interactions. Notice something else. We just rested, and this is our upgrade here, right? You're seeing that right now? 17-hour bonus to our attack rolls for that period of time. So not a day per se, but 17 hours. That's pretty nice, and that might even be based on like character level, I'm not sure. But I'm level 18, so I don't think so. Notice something else, though. There is a potential for a character to have another bonus besides this one. And what that means is that character actually has a favorite meal. They may have more than one. For instance, I happen to think that, I think Octavia here, or Lindsay, I can't remember which, but one of the two has chocolate ice cream as one of their favorites. I know for a fact that Tristan's, I was thinking a while ago that was haggis. No, that's harem, I believe, that likes the haggis. Tristan, the other cleric, which is this one right here, Tristan likes shepherd's pie. And they get, again, the same bonus that everybody else gets, whatever it is for that particular meal. But they get another bonus as well. And for shepherd's pie, what this cleric gets is he gets another bonus to how many hit points he can heal with his big AoE heal move. So it's a 1d6 per, like, every odd level of his cleric abilities. You can, of course, purchase others with feats, and equipment and gear can actually push that even higher. But that specific meal can, again, push it up another 1d6. And while that's not that big of a deal right now, because 1 to 6 hit points AoE style is kind of lame, but in the earlier levels, when he's only healing 1d6 or 3d6 or 2d6 and having that jump up by 50% more, or 33% more, that's a big jump. And that's kind of nice. So that's what those meals are all about. Highly recommend you to look at that online to find out what the favorites of the characters are. I don't know that there actually is one for your king, or, well, in my case, the main character. It'd be kind of cool if there was one. I don't know what that would be, or how they would even decide on that. Maybe they would decide it based on your race. Maybe they decide it based on your sex. Maybe they decide it based on your birthday. But if they did, I think that'd be actually quite cool. So we did a quick save here. Jathel has a blur ring on her. I'm going to assume problems. At least enough that I'm going to buff up with some decent duration buffs. Maybe not the best and everything, but just enough to make our lives easier. Since we're not in our kingdom, we have poison issues. Jubilost always has this waiting for us. You really get a little sea and fizz going on for the team. Drink one of your mutagens. And again, another thing that allows me to have fun is, again, my mods allow him to have 2 mutagens a day instead of the traditional 1. So this is actually a cheat, sort of. because of my Eldritch Arcana mod, I found a way for him to literally give himself another mutagen a day. That's a big, big boon for this character. These certain Jatho don't have high dexterity. We give Ragongar a bonus to his swing, and me as well. And let's see, we have Octavia still needs to buff herself up. Shield spell hunt. Give yourself heroism at the very least.
Confide in me.
Tristan, plus for everybody. Yourself Shield of Faith. To you, her, and Jimmy. And then give yourself some vestment. Magical vestment. Alright. That's not perfect, that's not everything. So if it's a tough fight, we'll have to come back to this earlier save spot.
We'll do it the hard
Looks like they're waiting for us though, huh? Holy hell. We got a couple bards look like they're fighting each other. But they look like they're all enemies of me. Well, here's Jubilos, and there's not a surprise round. It's a full combat round. You know this because you have all 3 pips here. So your attack action, which could be used to move instead, so you can get double movement. Your move action, and of course your swift action, if you will. So Jubilos, we have ready queued up for bombs. Let's throw some bombs at people. Boom. Very nicely done. Not very tough. Coming out here just the tiniest bit just to see who else might be in the area. Alright, Dora. Buff your weapon, sir. I always forget to buff my weapon. Mac. Matter of fact, I'm going to do the same here for Ragongar. And also turn my Arcane Strike back on. Again, something that I continually forget to do. It's extra damage, free damage, and I hate wasting it. So, I'm going to take a pamphlet printed on cheap paper. We'll read that here in a second. Okay, what is this stuff? Pause the game so we're not losing our belts while we do this. A discourse by Trebicent of Cordelone on Trueborn versus self-proclaimed rulers. Oh, excuse me. Well, I think they're talking about me and the Pitaxian king, Iraviti, or the Pitaxian lion and the flea of Bechawana. Yeah, they're definitely talking about us. Shall I compare them to a lion and a flea? The former is strong, noble, and wise, his temper calm, and his manner unhurried, for he is aware of his own grandeur. But one shouldn't stand in his way. His mere roar instills awe, and one blow of a clawed paw can smite anyone. Nature itself placed a crown upon his brow, urging other nations to surrender. Well, that was nice of nature to do that. The other brings to mind a bug who can't see beyond its own nose. A flea king, having spent some time at the court of a monkey ruling in Bestov, rubbed against her skin and tasted her blood, he imagines himself worthy of a crown because his belly is full of that which flows in veins of kings, and the monkey, who herself rules due to a misunderstanding, granted him a title, appointing him owner of a patch of uninhabited wasteland, printed out in the Trebicent's print shop in Littletown. Well, okay. Yeah, see how it is. Let's go kick your ass. See how you think about this flea now, you son of a bitch. Let's see. So we got a decently sized area. We got a bad guy over here I just saw on the overland map. Let's sneak around the side here though. Ah! Oof. All kinds of bards over in this area, and a Pitaxian warden and a herald. Alright, I think it's time for us to like summon some shit. I don't like these many guys being in my face. So, here's how I solve that problem. It's called controlled fireball. You know what? We're actually in a good position to actually use just straight up fireball. It's not the enhanced version though. Okay. How about... Yeah. Dragon's Breath, intensified version. This will do 17d6 of damage. Boom. To be on this fool.
Primitives.
They have heavy armor, so I want to make sure that they die first. Got 2 of them. The price of 1. Nice work, buddy. Jathel. Now she has an issue, and that she doesn't move very fast. See that? So she's not close enough to do what she needs to. But I can have her move that close and use a spell, like an auto hit move. Solid damage. I'll take that. Ooh, this thing is almost dead too. Nice work, kiddo. Tristan's turn. Now he has the ability to summon undead. He's a cleric. He has a variety of different spells. I gave him several animate dead spells. He also has a create undead spell, which is the tougher version. You only get one of those at a time. Not spells, but the bad guys. But he also has this cool ability to summon a huge fire elemental. It takes a full round to cast it, though. So if you look at the pop-up tooltip there, casting time full round, this is part of his problem. Normally I make a step and then I try to summon this pet, this ally, basically, and I totally waste my turn doing so. This will get a full turn and the pet will come on out. And then he can take the teeniest, tiniest of steps. The bastard was able to hit me. Octavia, now she's our sneak attacker. We're going to use a quick and magic rod and a cantrip.
This spell's not supposed to work like that.
That's supposed to be one of our allies, I think. Hit him with a snowball, kiddo. Ah, come on with that missing shit. Well, he had decent armor. Wow, look at that. Power shield defense. Oh, he's like Valerie. Okay, fair enough. I assumed his armor was going to be like 10 or something because he's wearing full armor and the big-ass tower shield, bulky and causing him problems. If they've got training in it, they actually get some bonus to their touch attack to protect them, which is a damn shame. Alright, Reg. Your turn, sir. Come over here and give me a helping. Actually, you know what? Screw that. Let's come over here. Get all these other guys in on the fight. There's a bard, a hold person. Tried to hold Ragongar, but that didn't work. This character, for whatever reason, we're not allowed to smack. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe the pets will be able to take them out.
Will they ever learn?
Bye, Harold. Oh. Oh, so much damage. Alright, Jaethel, here's some more over here. Ooh, my. Okay, so she has the ability to summon undead, but that's a natural, well, supernatural ability of hers. And this literally is a gift from her patron god or goddess, forget which, that basically is making her undead. She doesn't even know how she became undead, other than she was alive one moment, had a daughter, she died the next, and then suddenly she was raised back up as an undead inquisitor. So she's kind of complicated. So we're going to have her summon some undead here, and it'll help not only flush out this fight, but also get these guys all ready for being flanked by our skeleton army. Tristan can come over yonder, and since he's good at bombing stuff himself, we can use this flame strike ability to catch a lot of these doofuses. Oh yeah, there's some damage for you. Ooh, his pet got pissed off too. We still can't target that thing, so hopefully we haven't messed something up there, because that looks like that might be busted. I suppose we could try to kill them later on by putting out like a patch down, like obsidian flow, something that burns in an area of effect. I have Sirocco can do that. My main character has acid fog, which could do that as well. So if they're trapped in the wall, so to speak, it's still entirely possible we could finish them off. We just have to be a little more careful. Now, notice that I'm still out of range of these doofuses as far as my cantrips are concerned. But I do have a spell that can have some fun, and even if they're not flanked, I can have some fun with these guys. But this guy looks like he's flanked by at least a couple of skeletons. Let's try to hit him, see if we get some sneak attack damage. Nope, sadly not. But still managed to hurt the target, of course. Not bad, not bad. Reg's turn. I think we're clear up here now, so let's work our way this way. Can you charge these guys, Ragongar? No. Okay, come on over. Oh, I know what we can do. Let's have some fun with some lightning breath. He is part dragon. Bloodline, an electric blue dragon at that. So he has a dragon's breath ability, which is pretty badass. And has been doing solid damage with it. Yeah, here comes that bard. Whoa. Where the hell are you running to? Sounding an alarm or something, because that would be bad. We are done over there, right? Looks like. Come on over this way. Let's see what this doofus is up to. Can you slow them down? Can't reach them with your spell.
This spell works differently.
But You could catch him with what? I could try to trip him up with this Sirocco. And here comes Jujubee. He might be able to take you out as well. Oh, Jesus, the trap disappeared. What the hell just happened? Okay, well, that's a thing. Let's go this way. There's a lot of guys over here. Ooh, they just shot Christian multiple times. That's not cool. He's got blindness on him too, by the way. I need to fix that. I know he's blind, hence the little band around his face there. But I don't think that black aura is the same thing. I think he actually was physically blinded by a spell. You probably remember that. So here's Jaethal. Again, she's got her pets out doing her thing, but we have the ability to straight up hurt guys. I'm of a mind that stuff that's shooting us at a distance deserves to take some damage. There we are. Blue skeleton army. Tristan. Blue buttocks over here. And it was gold damage. Not bad, not bad. If you pause the game, which even though I'm at turn-based combat, I can still pause the game. It shows you the health above them, and you can shut that off too if that bothers you. A lot of people don't like when they know how close a bad guy is to death, because that's not fair. But screw that. If you were actually in the real world beating someone to death, you'd probably see blood in their hands start shaking and they get a little wavy. So I don't mind knowing that they're close to death simply by looking at that. Oh, I keep forgetting that's a swift move, therefore he has a full attack still waiting for him. Let's set these guys on fire with a little sunbeam. Take damage. Apparently all these guys are not bad guys. Maybe that's why that one disappeared on us over here. I was attacking someone I shouldn't have. Hopefully that didn't mean I killed her, because that would be a bad thing. Okay, here's Octavia. And these guys are definitely bad guys, so let's do our cantrip. Sneak attack. Ooch. And let's do another one. Ah, boo. Okay, Reg's turn. Reg, go over here. Beat the hell out of this guy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Dora. Come over here just the tiniest bit just to make sure there's not someone waiting over there. Nope. Right, well then, I think it's fireball time. I'll control fireball in case I got bad guys over here. Or good guys that I don't want to hurt. Give it a go, guy. Oh, got some of them. Got a little piece of that action. Let's go kill this warden over here.
Of my talents.
Thank you, Jubie. Apparently this guy is on our side. This guy, however, is not. Whoa! What the hell was that? Just cruising all over the place. Alright, so we got two more guys still to wait around here. And Jaethal can finally get with that range of this doofus and swing on him. Yeah. Take damage, you son of a bitch. Oh, skeleton army. Okay, okay, we have bards other places, and I don't know where those bards are officially. So I guess we want to come this way. Make sure they're not, like, up on the docks or something weird. Doesn't appear to be any over here. Okay. I press L as a mod that I have, and it makes the Sirocco effect, the AoE effect, go away. That works on almost all of my spells. That's AoE effects that last or persist over time. Exceptions to the rule, for example, are Wall of Fire, and that's because it was added by this mod, and therefore we didn't get a chance to, or the modder, I should say, didn't get a chance to make that part of the distinction, because the area of effect was a separate spell, or a separate mod. Again, more of those damn pamphlets everywhere. Holy hell. People with some serious magical loot, too, on them. Take some full plate that I can sell. Looks like they may have been fighting over whether or not this is a good idea. It's kind of weird that there's so many of these things here. The only reason I'm doing this, I know this is boring, guys, it's because I want to make sure that I'm not missing out on something. And if we can sell these even for like a gold piece a piece, then I'm getting like some decent money off of this random cleaning up project. Yeah, I saw something over here. Got barrel. Okay.
I do what I must.
Taking all that. Loot that body. No, we do not. Take that thing. Those things. We'll grab everything as we leave, basically, and then sell it all in mass. But I don't like leaving things behind that could be good money. On that note, Dorraj is kind of weak right now.
I believe I found something.
We can give him enlarged person to increase his strength a little bit. Which will increase our carrying capacity as well. We'll also set it out. Cure Tristan's blindness. He has a heal spell, and I think that works on blinded effect. Yes. Let's try that. See if that makes this little icon go away. It did. Now he's still officially blind, just to be clear on that. So he should have a penalty to his swing, but that may have been a bigger penalty than I wanted. So that's why I removed it. Plus he was already removed. I want to make sure to heal him up. Yo, what up? Well, we'll have to make do. This should be... What did it say? This is the last pamphlet delivery from the Academy. They won't print any more for us. We'll have to make do. This should at least last us a while. Alright. Seems like these guys are the head of the problem. Dora, why don't you snowball that one in the face? Boom.
You should have run.
Die, loser. Oh, got more coming around the side. There's a bunch of these doofuses here. Jethel, she has these cool judgment abilities, and she's finally to the point where she can actually buff herself 3 different ways from Sunday. So you can have 3 of these toggles on at any given time during a combat. So we do better chance to do damage, better chance to swing, as well as better armor for herself. Those are the solid 3 right there. There's other ones for spell penetration, spell concentrations, things of this nature. But this is a good way to make sure that she can do damage. Like so, 131, for instance. Notice her swing, that Sacred Judgment bonus, that's what that is. One of our judgments, those things that we turned on. And the damage that she did, the 131, would have been modified. This 27 would have been modified by, again, one of those judgments. I don't know how much, probably like +4, +6, +8, something like that. But again, it's free damage. Why would you turn that down? She has multiple uses in a day, and it lasts for the entire combat round. Not combat round. The entire combat. So there's no reason not to use it. Alright, let's try to trip these guys up with a nice web spell, hon. Oh, come on now. Try this again. There we go. Using one of my charges for the Meta Magic Rod, but I don't care. I wanted it to go off. This is the surprise round. See, there are 2 pips. So that was my mistake for not paying attention to that sooner. That's why Jubilos moved all that distance and then couldn't attack. I should have realized. Tristan, he has this kick-ass ability to set things on fire. And again, surprise round, so he can't. Derp. Let's just have Ragongar come all the way out here. He'll probably breathe electric damage on them next round. Dora, on the other hand, now it's back to my turn. And I have the ability to do something still, so let's do a fireball for those that are trapped. In fuego. Bring it, Pitaxian scum. Right, here's Jethel. Can she charge this one now? Yes, she can. Oh, nice solid hit, kiddo. Jubilost, might as well help finish this doofus off with your bombs, buddy. Get him off our face. And come around here a little bit. Just to see what we got. Looks like we're cliff edge here. Or ravine that we're not allowed to go down. So Octavia, we're going to come up here, kid. She has these guys in her sights. What might she do? Oh, let's do a ever popular obsidian flow. She is a transmuter by trade. She has enough rogue and arcane trickster in here to be awesome, but by and large she's a wizard. And she's a specialty wizard in a specific school called transmutation. So any transmutation spell she has, chances are she's really good at those spells, which I made sure she was. So here's a chance for her to do some serious damage to these jackasses, and at a high DC check. Ooh, notice one person made a save. Let's check him out. He had a high reflex. The DC check was 25. He happened to roll just high enough, just barely. He needed a 17 to pass that. I think maybe a 16 works too. I think you have to equal the DC check, if I remember correctly. But basically he barely passed it is the point. And that's a solid hit then still, because he still took 20 damage. So that extra 40 damage from her for all the other guys was fire damage. A solid bonus. She's got her swift action still. Might as well be a complete another trick to this jackass and him with a little acid splash to the face, because why the hell not? Ah, come on now. She keeps missing that. Old person. You just try to hold Ragangar. He don't like being held. He's more a snuggly kind of person. Let's do another big firebomb on him. Boom. Yeah, fight's over. Press L. All the area effects will go away. See that? Or should. Anyway. And of course we loot all the bodies. Okay.
In due time.
I want that. Okay, it's got more of the same, these little letters to pick up.
Follow if you dare.
Okay. Is that all we needed to do here? I don't think so. Oh, we gotta go inside the tavern, I bet. Area exit, yeah. Let's come down here and just make sure there wasn't something we left behind on these guys. Jubilos is wounded as well. We might want to heal him up. So we use Tristan to do that. That's his AoE move right here. One can be for damaging undead. Again, we have an undead on the team, but he has a thing called Selective Channel, which allows him to not hurt our teammates with something like that. It also allows, when he uses the Selective Channeling, to heal the team. We don't accidentally heal the bad guys around us, so he can heal in combat. We just didn't do that. So, again, something that you might look forward to if you're going to play a cleric or have one on your team. To do that properly, I think you need to have a charisma of at least 13, and it's not usually the clerics that have the high charisma. They just gave us one that had that ability from default, which is nice. It seems no one noticed your entrance over the bustling noise of the tavern. And wow, they didn't hear all the explosions outside. Damn, you guys are unobservant. A young half-elf with long, slicked back hair and a delicately curled mustache and beard is making a solemn speech. He draws and flourishes with his hands, and his pretentious red face make it obvious that he's enjoying everyone's attention. Laughter and shouts of approval can be heard from the main table. Many of the other guests aren't participating in the gaieties. However, some are yawning while others aren't even listening to the speaker as they focus on their meals. So it sounds like half the people are into this doofus is, we suck and Pitaxians are awesome. The other half don't give a rat's ass. So, Ivar. But what's this? Your friend Ivar sits with a long face picking at a hunk of meat with his fork. The speaker raises his voice once more and Ivar winces. A werewolf hunter from Silverstuff Village who you defeated and then allowed to live. Oh, bro. Let's raise our cups, my brothers in arms and drinking comrades. Here's to the most enlightened monarch of our times, who brought prosperity and culture to Pitax. That skillful commander, famous the world over for his military genius. To the ladies' man who's broken so many hearts with his humble charm and aloof attitude. To that patron of the arts, that philanthropist, whose generosity is matched only by his wisdom and taste. In short, here's to Iravetti. A chorus of voices repeats the toast. Many drink up, but far from everyone. What a farce. His melodramatic eulogies are nauseating. So again, someone doesn't like him. Shh, he'll hear you and make a scene again, just like last time. Finally, after emptying his glass, the half-elf notices you. Good gods, look, my brothers and sisters, look who it is. Is that not Dora himself? Did you come in your dirty boots and tattered hand-me-downs to spoil our feast with that gloomy, hungry look? Tell you what, if you abdicate the throne and swear allegiance to Pitax, I'll find a bone to throw you. Some of the dinner guests roar with laughter while others look at you with interest, maybe even hope. Everyone stops talking and watches you. Let's kill him. Ha ha hoo, that has to be one of the most childish, tasteless, awkward rebukes I've heard in my life. Yes, definitely top of the list. I don't know if I want to call Ivar out. Didn't it say that he was basically kind of keeping his head down? And what's this? Ivar sits with a long face, picking a hunk of meat with his fork. The speaker raises his voice. It says Ivar winces. Oh, so Ivar still doesn't like this guy. But you'll notice there's a neutral alignment choice here that we're not getting because we're not neutral. We can do chaotic good stuff. We can do neutral evil stuff. Diplomacy check. Ooh, wow, look at that solid diplomacy from Magunga. Go, Reg. He is a charisma-based caster, after all. Free singers and poets of Pitax, how much longer will you be opposed by Iravetti, he who gags all discontent? Lets only his favorites perform and chokes art while pretending to be its patron. Stand beside me and fight, not for me, but for freedom. First, let's talk to Ivar. Familiar face. Ivar, it's been a long time. How are you? Better, now that you're here. It's nice to see an honest face. I didn't realize just how tired I'd grown of Iravetti and his hangers-on. And you've become the king, glorified in legends, just as I foretold. Well, perhaps there'll be room in that legend for me. Traitor! What else should we expect from a changeling, though? Beast, no loyalty. Oh, bitch. Deplorable, trebrescent, the things you'll say to get a reaction. I think it's time for that chaotic good choice. Diplomacy check, 32. Success. The soft murmur that began running through the hall during your speech swells into a roar. I won't write to dictation any longer. Down with Iravetti. Long live Dorraj. Hail to the yeah, and much XP. What? Do you hear that? Pygmies and epigones, whatever the hell that is, complain that they're not allowed to slander a giant among men. Our protector, Iravetti. My spirit sees, friends. Let's show these vile traitors the bright flame held in our loyal hearts. I'm gonna kick your ass, bro. It's gonna hurt. Alright, so what we got here? We got Bandit Chastener, Trebrescent right there, Bandit Bard, another Bard. We have Ivar on our side, and the Bandit Bard over here appears to be on our side as well. We got Bandit in the back. Okay, so we got a lot against us, but I thought we can handle this. How would we like best to do that? Let's do a slow spell. You all suck, and you're slow,
Strike.
and I hate you. Oh, there goes our werewolf, bro. Holy shit. Reg, why don't you give him a helping hand? Oh, that's like pig, excuse me. I saw the circle, I saw Reg there. I just assumed it was his attack. I should be paying attention to this. It is laughter. Oh hell, they knocked out Jibby with laughter. Ha! Alright, it's Jathel's turn, and she don't like laughing. I'm here to tell you. She's gonna buff up though for the armor and her swing, and get up in it, and lop a head off. Oh yeah! She's got an ability that we gave her on purpose that allows her to cleave a target, which is what this little ability is here. However, she has innate cleaving built into her now, so where she cleaves someone to death without even activating this cleave ability, then she'll try to attack the next closest target. Well, beyond that, we went even further, and that is the improved cleaving finish, which allows her to literally cleave until she stops killing people. So literally, she could be surrounded by all these doofuses. If she kills one, she hits the next one. If she kills that one, she attacks the next one. And she continues to do so. She can get as many attacks in a combat round as she can reach, so long as they keep dying. So if it's this guy dies, then this guy dies, then this guy dies, she just keeps lopping heads off in a big hogging circle. This is amazing for someone that's hitting and hitting hard, especially with a very long reach weapon. Sadly, she does not have that. Let's see. That's just a comment from a show that I watch. Let's see. Jathel's done. It's your turn. Oh, Mindfall. How creative. Alright, Tristan, I want you to come over here, bro. And what I want you to do from there is summon some skeletons on this son of a bitch. I like me now. They ain't even got no brain, so Mindfall don't do nothing to them. Let's see. Kill it. Kill the fire. Alright, Reg's turn. Give you Reg and slaughter this bastard. Notice how far away he can attack. That's because he's larger. He has a bigger reach. That is actually beneficial. He literally has a wider range of influence, if you will, on the combat field. I'm going to get the hell out of this mess because I don't know that I passed the check, but I know I don't want to worry about whether or not I have made it.
Don't hold back!
There we go. I'm going to start wailing on these guys. There's a screen. Jubilosh sadly is screwed now because he's basically so mind-wiped from being in that hideous laughter until it wears off. He's probably stuck thanks to that mind fog. Octavia's turn. Come over here, Octavia. Get out of the cloud. She cannot be under the effect of that thing. Oof, she is. Oh, that's not good. Well, that basically is literally a penalty to her wisdom checks and will saves. So massive screw you for the bad guy. And it persists after she leaves the cloud for 2 to 12 rounds. That's bad. But if we kill everybody, it's not a problem. So, on that, let's beam this bad guy to death. Didn't kill him. It's okay. And we're going to do that little trick, but this time we're going to activate this. I should have done that in the first place. You know what? Screw that. I'm tired of this fight already. Let's just kill him. That was basically her impromptu sneak attack. And I used the swift, quicken meta magic rod as a swift action to use her last little pip here up to attack him with a snowball spell that's been intensified, so it did extra damage, which is why that was important. Jaethal,
This is
got a
for
bard
you.
to wail on, or is that her friend?
I'll fight if I have to.
Unworthy.
Here we go. Alright, Han, swinging over here. There we go. Christian. This guy is a problem for me. I want you to single target him with your bone shaker, buddy. That's a solid damage hit. Oof, he's not dead. Good job, Tristan. Let's go to the Dorraj to help finish things up. Alright, Reg.
I'll cut you.
All the way from back there, over the skeletons and everything, is able to hit those guys. Now, where's the last doofus at? Here somewhere. Alright, there.
Die for me.
It's okay. Door's here for that. Oh, yeah. Pressing L will actually make their mind fog go away. Uh-oh.
Dawnflower, grant me strength.
What's going on here, people? We get possessed? Confusion? Song of Discord.
I do what I must.
Christian, you need AoE healed before they kill you. That's going to be a problem.
A reckoning is at hand.
Everybody come over here,
Where to now?
except for Reg.
This body holds no more.
Davey's crazy too. They're killing Jubilost. Leave them alone, you big meanies. Oh, hell. Stop killing people.
I'm listening.
Alright, I'm gonna heal her up. Come on now. Breath of life. Can you do it? There is a spell that can solve this problem. Will restoration do it? I don't think so. Not raised dead. Oh hell, I used it already. This heal spell. Oh, I can get it back. Okay. Basically what this does is it not only heals him, but it removes a variety of bad effects on him. So now he's not... Oh, he's still under the effect. Oh my god. I just healed the murderer. Ha! Good job.
Something bothering you?
She needs to heal herself. She's undead, so she has to heal herself special. She can do so. Alright, everyone calm down now. It appears so. Okay, quick save. Talk to Evar here in a second after we loot all the bodies. Check out the area, make sure there's not some kind of hidden weird stuff around here. Journal-wise, have we completed anything? Find the propagandist. We got a green check mark next to that, so we're good there. And we got to eliminate the instigators. That looks good. Look where we're waiting at. Find a way to deal with the banditos. That might be a kingdom event. That's my guess, since it has to do with our kingdom proper. Evar. Hello again, Dora. Evar, human once more, catches his breath. I can't say your appearance was unexpected, but it was certainly impressive. Didn't expect to see you again. What brought you here? That's a long story. After we parted ways at Lake Silverstep, I went seeking a way to control my curse. Both my curses, really. My drivel could also be considered a curse of sorts, or maybe a just dangerous gift. Well, I failed to oust the beast from inside me, but I thought I could try to at least do something of use with my tales, so I enrolled in Pitax's Academy of Grand Arts. I thought it would be a suitable place to learn to control my words. And it was to an extent, but I also saw how words could be weapons. My family was killed due to my stupidity and a deadly accident, Evar says bitterly. The bards in Pitax, and especially here in Littletown, are learning to direct those skills toward murder and manipulation, and I'm afraid they really seem to know what they're doing. What happened here in Littletown? All kinds of sordid things. Evar frowns. At first, they wouldn't tell us where we were being sent, but once we were there, things began in earnest. There were lectures, general meetings. We wrote pamphlets and songs. Whether the topic was love or war didn't matter, so long as at least one of the lines was used to smear you, Dora. I quickly realized what was going on, but I decided to stay away. I figured sooner or later the Ardent King would show up, and I'd get a chance to thank him for sparing my life and teaching me a valuable lesson. You're still a werewolf. How do you live with it? The priest I consulted about lifting the curse couldn't help me. Maybe it was because I'm not ready to forgive myself. Not yet. But something has changed. Evar rubs the bridge of his nose pensively. I didn't hide who I was from the Academy's bars, and they weren't afraid of me. They didn't like me much, but they weren't afraid. To them, my ability to assume an animal appearance just seemed like another kind of natural gift, dangerous though it may be. Not so different from the gift of magic to them. Once I began thinking about it, I realized that, now that I didn't have to lie and hide, it became easier for me to control my transformations. I know who I am. I know I can bring death and misery, but I can handle it. Maybe I can help those in need. It was an interesting lesson. What will you do next? Travel. The further the better. My debt to you is paid, but now Iravete's people will have cause to wish me dead. The world is huge and full of new discoveries to be made. I'll find my own way. Thank you for your help. Farewell. Maybe we'll meet again sometime. Farewell to you as well, my king. May your legend continue. Well, alright. Good ending for his story arc. I'm happy.
I'm there.
Anything back here? Maybe. Maybe not. Come on. Scope the place out. Nothing? Really? Not even some bread?
Follow if you dare.
What the hell? It's the worst bar I've been in, and I've been in some slums, let me tell you. Alright, well, I guess we're out of here. Okay, cool. Saving that mess. That Song of Discord, that was straight up sucks. There is a way around that, I believe, as far as if we have Lindsay on our team. She has a song that can negate the songs of other bards, I believe. I don't know that off the top of my brain for certain. I could be confusing it with Neverwinter Nights 2, another game that I used to play, which is extremely amazing. Even if it is a little bit dated in its graphics, it's still very, very fun. Let's see here. Let's actually loot all that stuff. Leave. We need to go somewhere and sell this loot off, though. I think it might be time for us to head back to base. Come on, you. Alright, here is the closest, I think. We got something in our kingdom to deal with. What you got? Someone pass a check, hopefully. New project, curses. Research the natures of the curses. Evar, according to his own words, werewolf Evar has learned to control his curse. This might be worth looking into. Well, alright. I'm cool with that. Continue, please. Talk to Alright, alright. So we are
My
heading...
strength betrays me.
I know, everybody's tired. Give me a minute. Gotta get you guys somewhere safe. Enter Direburg, because there's a vendor right there. We can even rest here if we wanted to. I think we'll actually teleport to the kingdom, though. I'd rather rest in the throne room, quite frankly. And besides, we've been away a few days, so it's entirely possible we have an artisan that's dropped off gifts for us. So
May we have a moment of respite?
As soon as I drop off this stuff, you guys are clearly tired, so go to the trader here and sell off this junk. Okay, we want to keep the short swords for summoning components. Righteous Punishment. When did we pick this up? Heavy Mace. +4 heavy mace, +4 bonus to attack rolls against targets affected by Smite Evil or Mark of Justice. Those are, Smite Evil is definitely a paladin thing. Mark of Justice, I don't know that one. That may be a spell from the cleric side of things, or it could be a bard thing, or it could be even a ranger thing for all I know. But that's still pretty cool. Stealing, that's the one we want to give our teammate back home. I don't want the Warhammer. Keeping that. Slicer, that's the runic one that we traded up. So we're going to get rid of that. Get rid of all these full plates. Full plate +2. Keeping the chain shirt. Nah. We got better than that back home. Cloak of Resistances, +2 and +3. Yeah, we'll keep the +3 one. Here, let's sort by price. Get rid of that. Get rid of those. Ring. Natural armor. Fast intelligence. We'll keep that cloak. Natural armor 2. Dream protection 2. Inner demon. More rage. I could give that to our barbarian back home, but I never rage that much anyway. Giant strength 4. Charisma. Intelligence. Intelligence 6. So we can get rid of the intelligence 4 one. And keeping all the rest of that stuff, I think. Right on. What's this here? Lesser Quick and Meta Magic Rod. Who on my team might use that? Reg, perhaps? I don't hate that idea. I think it gives him something to do. I'm going to slot out his keen weapon upgrade. Put it here. I always know to pop this open when I need to upgrade a weapon. I know to do that by default. Alright, so I feel good about selling that stuff off, and we're doing good for money again. At least moving in the right direction. So we'll teleport back to base, talk to everyone back there, see if there's something else that's cropped up. Again, we got all these Pitaxian things to deal with. Maybe we need to bring that back to like Lindsay or something and have her say something about it. May we have a moment of
respite?
Not yet, bro. Go to doorbell. Here we are. Enter. Throne room. Let's hope for the best. Still don't have my damn throne. I wanted to talk to the storyteller because there's a couple pieces of things that we brought back. Enough to get us some money. Okay, still got my stupid little chair. Let's check this first. Blizzard's Heart. I think we put that away on purpose the last time we were here. Let's put away that. We'll equip that to that one lady here in a mo. Source of Invisibility. Yeah, I need to give that to somebody too. So, who's getting the Source of Invisibility? You, madam? I don't think so. Invisible Thief ability. Yeah, that's not her. This is specifically for Octavia. I'm going to take off the Ring of Reckless Courage. Give her the Source of Invisibility. This allows her to use her Invisible Thief ability for 5 additional rounds a day and cast Poison Spell 3 times a day. Not that I particularly care. But it's there. And then we want to give our monk a upgrade in size. And that is this weapon here. Steel Wind. Now you can see she is really good with that Sai. To the point where with Flurry of Blows plus the Sai itself, being a greater speed weapon, it's a +2, +3 attacks, just from her being a monk level dip and the Sai itself. So 3 attacks normal, 3 more attacks. She gets 6 attacks in a combat round with that thing. And that's not 2-weapon fighting. That's her fighting like a normal monk would. That's an awesome upgrade for her. So while the speed staffs are pretty sweet, so here's the Ruin Staff, here's the Speed Staff with 5 attacks total. This one does even more attacks. And while it's not as much damage as the staff, you have to kind of judge what's your best choice here. More attacks in a combat round means more chances to hit, for one. It also may mean more damage overall, especially since she can do some little sneak attack damage as well. Nothing major, but it is there, so it is something of merit.